around the world and you know where.
Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk Africa with Miss Pada. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm so excited because I'm joined by the amazing Mrs. Tarie Chigwada. Welcome to the episode, Mrs. Chigwada.
Oh, thank you so much, Paida. I'm just so much honored. Like, this is our second interview after so many years. I'm just so excited to have this chat with you. It's always a pleasure chatting to you.
Yes, it's been a while. Like the last time we had an interview was like 4 years ago when we had both started this thing during COVID. So I'm really happy. Like we're meeting again 4 years later and we're going to talk so much about what you do. But I would really love you to just introduce yourself and tell us who you are. Okay, Mrs. Tarie Chigwada, but like what you do, and then we'll just get into the interview.
Okay, yeah. So for me, I think the people who know me from school or from working environment, they know me as Talent. Tarie is actually also on the birth. It's my second name. And I just want to tell you a story about that name. I grew up not liking it. That's why even at school, people didn't know that I've got that second name. I didn't like it. For the fact that my dad, the way he used to call it, it just made me like, like I don't really like this name. I also remember at school, grade 1, grade 2, we used to have those books like which says Tarie, Tarie. So people used to laugh at me at that name. Then I was like, no, I don't like this name. But was it 2009 when I opened a Facebook account? I said Talent Manyonga, and I think there was already another Talent Manyonga who had taken the account, so I couldn't open Facebook. That's why I started using Tarie Manyonga. And so many people who like met me during on Facebook or after that, they started calling me Tarie. They were like, but there's nothing really wrong with this name. I think I love it. Then that's why I started using the name again. So now I love both my names, Talent Tarie Manyonga and Chigwada. That's why I'm married. That's my new surname now. So back to your question, who am I? So for me, this question, years back, I used to struggle answering it. But now I know that I'm a soul on a journey to remind people about their money. Reminding people that money matters and we need to be in charge of it. Professionally, I'm an accountant. I'm a certified management accountant and I work full-time doing that. Then on the side, I do financial literacy educating. I'm all into the money. I just love, I love working for my money. I love sharing the lessons I've learned about money. And I love educating, especially children, about money. And I'm also an author. I wrote 2 books on finances, on money, and these books are about kids. I'm very passionate about talking to kids because kids are more teachable than adults. Because if I come to you, Pada, like, hey, you need to have a budget, and you start having all these questions. But with kids, are very much teachable. It's easy, like, to impart that knowledge about money to children. But I also do financial literacy education for adults as well. So basically, that's about me.
That's really, really good because first of all, I'm glad that we have the same passion. I have like a deep passion about working with kids. Like I just enjoy myself when I'm working with kids. And like you said, they're very easy to, as long as like you model what you need to do. But the generation of today, they like, it's different from us. Like you need to explain, they will ask you why. Why am I doing this? You really need to explain to
so
them.
You need like to really think deeper, like, okay, what I'm telling you is because of this. Because if you don't really like know all the answers, then it's going to be a bit difficult. But I think I love that. I love that inquisitivity, that inquisitive mind they have. Like, probing more questions. Because with us, it was more like, okay, do this, then we just do. We're not even like thinking deeper. Why am I doing what I'm doing? So I think I love it. Though sometimes my kids annoy me when they do their whys, but I think I enjoy it.
I know. Most of the time I'm like, because I said I'm an adult. Why are you asking me? I'm older than you, so I already know.
But they're like, but why? I want to know why am I doing it? So I'm like, okay.
I really, really love it. And I love that you speak about even like teaching about finance because it's something that we don't talk about, especially in African households. Like in Africa, or should I say mostly Black households, it's almost like a taboo talk. We don't talk about finance. It's like we just grew up knowing daddy goes to work or mommy goes to work or this mommy stay at home. She gets the money, we get groceries, and they say we don't have money anymore. So no one really taught you. Even in school, there's a like where we went to the same school, and it was only one class that did accounting out of 4 classes. So you don't even know anything about accounts, and then you're just thrown into adulthood. You don't know your left from your right. Then there's black text. It's just like a lot. So like, how would you like encourage or like advise an adult before we get to the kids on how to start the journey if you don't even know? I know people think like it's an obvious thing. How can you not know how to budget? I, for one, like I just honestly just wing it. I just know I have rent, I have bills, I have black checks, I have I have transport, and then I'm lucky if I have any money left over. So then how do you encourage an adult to like start the road to financial literacy?
So for me, I think I also kind of blame our system, like, because as you have said, like even growing up, we were not talking about money because we treat money as a taboo. But now when I come to think of it, why should we treat money as a taboo? Because everything we do in our daily lives, it involves money.
Exactly.
Imagine when you wake up from the morning, like all the things you're doing, your data, for you to bath, for you to eat, that's money, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I just want to say, I think we need to have a whole mindset shift, because everything we do with money is to do with our minds.
Yes.
So that treating it as a taboo, it's actually a wrong way of dealing with our money, because if you treat it as a foreigner, then yes, you're kind of scaring it away. Yeah, like saying it, or you don't. It's more like, okay, many people have got that love-hate relationship with money. Like, okay, we want it, but we are scared of it, and in that way, we're pushing it away. Kind of.
Yes.
So we need to have a whole mindset shift. Like it's a whole work. Like with me, I've started doing this thing of understanding money 4 years ago, but I'm still in a journey of learning every day. Of like, but I think I still have a weakness in this area. So we need to do a whole mindset shift and be open to understand what exactly is money.
Yes.
What exactly is money? Because the moment you don't understand what is money, then it's difficult to deal with it. So I think we need a whole mindset shift. Like, okay, as an adult now. And one thing I want to tell you, okay, I'm an accountant, but the way I deal with the money, way I work, is totally different to our personal finances. Those are two different worlds. They're two different worlds. So that's why I'm saying that we need a whole mindset shift of just understanding what is money. So what I love these days, like I ask people, what is money to you? What is money to you? But when you get to that point of asking yourself, what is money to me? You kind of, okay, think deeper and, okay, just try to think, okay, even growing up, how was I handling money and all that? So we also need to do all those revisits of understanding your money memory lane and see how it has shaped your relationship with money. So I can say to adults, if you're struggling with your money, we all struggle with our money because it's a subject which is foreign to us. It's a subject which is a taboo. But you need to have that bestie kind of relationship with your money. What do you do with your bestie? That's the relationship you need to start building with your money. So you can start from there, understanding what is money to you. How can you build that bestie relationship with it?
Yes, that's so. I love. It's really how you said like we treat money like it's foreign, and just like anything that's foreign is either you're scared of it or you don't even want to associate with it because you're like you do. It's an uncomfortable situation where like I don't know this person, I don't know this thing, even like I don't know this food. I'm scared if I eat it, is it going to make me sick? You know, it's something foreign. So we really need to like work on having a good relationship with money. I love that. So following up on that, when then is the right time to start teaching your kids about money? How young?
So for me, this is something which I taught myself, and also looking the way I was raised, and we never really spoke about money. So with me, I say, and this is what I'm also doing with my kids. Yes. My son is 6, but I started like telling them about money and all that when he was 3. Like, so I say, from the moment your kids can start talking, also start incorporating those conversations about money. Is I'm saying that this money, it has to be our best friend in our household. So why should we wait for them when they are older? Like now he's 6, he knows like, okay, this is money. If I want something, I need to maybe wait. I can't just say, go to mama or dad and say, I want this now, and start throwing tantrums. In this household, we don't work like that, because he understands what is money, where does money come from, and we kind of have a plan towards our money. But you can't just go to your best friend and demand things, right? We communicate. There's that relationship, we communicate. So I can say as soon as your child start talking, just start with the basic concepts, because they won't really comprehend what you're doing. But like we started the lessons with my daughter, like from 8 years, I started like teaching her, like, okay, when you go to school, if I give you pocket money, you need to make sure that you spend all right, but you also leave money to save, and you also give So sometimes when I do my like charity visits, I go with them so that they just understand this other side of the world. So from 8 years, we can start like incorporating for them to just understand. Like even when I go to the shops, I kind of like, okay, if you have money in a piggy bank, like I make them like to plan around what they want to do with their money, so that they know that I can't be just picking everything in the shop, because that money is not going to be enough, right? And mama is not going to chop up everything for you. So you need to check the price, do your calculation, do your math. She's doing math at school now. Do your math and see if my money is going to be enough, and see if it's making sense or not making sense, or if you still need to save more for what you want.
That's really, really good. I mean, I'm even thinking in my head, if most of us had this when we were young, I think would be making like more good financial decisions, and like, knowing how to use money. So building on that about like how you've taught your kids, let's talk about your first book that you wrote about money for children, which is What School Never Taught My Daughter. When I saw that heading the first time you started advertising it, I was like, wow, this is such a bold name, but I love it. It's so eye-catching. And you're like, okay, why did school not teach my daughters? Can we talk about this book?
So for me, when I was writing this book, I was thinking at my young self. Like, you know what, at school, we're taught of all the subjects. Yes, we're taught accounting, but to be honest, accounting and personal finances, they are two different things.
What I remember about accounting, just debit the receiver, credit
the giver. Yeah, that's also going to change the jailers and debit the receiver, credit the giver. But so in school, we are taught about accounting, which is like actually a totally different one. So for me, when I was thinking of all the money mistakes I made lots of them. And I can say I'm not really perfect. I'm not still yet perfect on that. I'm still making mistakes. But now at least even that self-awareness, like, you know what, the way I handled this money was not like really proper. Where is it really coming from? So for me, when I was when the thought of this book, it came in 2020 when COVID hit, and we're seeing all the things which are happening and all that. Then I was looking on my past like money decisions. I'm like, and that time I was still like in terrible debt. Like I was that kind of person. Like I would come to you, Paida, I would borrow you money, and the reason why I'm borrowing you money is because I want to go and pay back someone. That's the reason I'm borrowing you money. And looking at that, I was like, but you know what? I earn the money I am earning. It's not bad. Yeah. If I can really have a proper plan with this money, I should not be borrowing people money. So that time in COVID time, I made like just a conscious decision, like, okay, you know what? This year I want to pay off all my debts. Yes. Which I managed to do. And I started putting money aside. I started saving money aside. Because I was just like, I want to challenge myself. I want to see if I can do this. So it was just a challenge, which I did on my own. I didn't even tell Walter, my husband, that I put a savings account and all that. Then I even opened an investment account, and I started putting money aside. And then after 8 months, I was like, oh, this money is actually growing. I'm actually doing it. I was so excited with the way I've done it. Then that's when I told him that, you know what, I've saved this much money. You know what we did with money? We ended up buying a property with that money. Because it was like, so that in that way I was like, but you know what, I can actually do this. That's when the thought of writing a book came to my mind. Like, you know what, we need a mindset shift. As I've been saying, that we need a mindset shift. But for me, it was that thought, like, okay, let me challenge myself and see if I can save money. And I saved money, and I did it. So this book is just full of those lessons. And my first chapters is like, I'm talking about the values and beliefs we grew up believing about money. And some of those beliefs, they are not true. Because like for myself, for example, I grew up in that household where my dad was like, okay, when it comes to for him to pay us school fees, we would know, like, hey, he would first shout at us. Like, hey, you are wasting my money. I'm even paying these school fees. And like his other statement, let me just say it in Shona, who will try to translate it again. You would say, I'm paying you know the Save River. That was the statement. Each time when we'd go back to school. Like, so for me, I also feel like I had that love-hatred relationship with money. Because when money comes to me, I would panic, like, because it was that those thoughts which were in my subconscious mind. Like, each time when my dad has to give us money, it has to come with all this story, all this shouting and all that. So for me, imagine how that impacts my money decisions. So that's why I think, like, even when I was earning money, I would still go and borrow people money, because I was carrying away money, and money couldn't stay with me because I was not comfortable to keep it with me.
Of course,
So with this book, I start with those values and beliefs. You need to understand your money memory lane, and I also speak about the remembering your money memory lane, and what is it, and what does it impact your money decisions. Because what I've always understand is that, like, sometimes if you don't deal with the root cause, you're not gonna go anywhere. you're still gonna move in circles. So after I read that, like this book has got 6 chapters. Let me just go to the table of contents, then I'll read for you what's in there. So the first chapter is values and beliefs, what I've said. Then now with chapter 2, we talk about reshaping that money memory lane. Now you need to reshape and now put your own memories of how you understand your money. How you understand money and what relationship do you want with your money. In that chapter, I also speak about money personalities. When it comes to money, we all have money personalities, and those money personalities, they are kind of rooted back to the values and beliefs we grew up understanding about money. So you need to write down and reshape your own, with your own understanding as Spider now, not what you grew up knowing and understanding about money. Then chapter 3, we speak about how to start earning income with no capital. Remember, this book is for teenagers. I was like, okay, with this era we are living in, this digital era, you find many teens they've got phones, but what are they doing with their phones? They're just spending so much time on social media, admiring what other people are doing. But instead of doing that, what can you do on that social media which can earn you money? There's a lot of work, there's a lot of money which is there on the internet. But because sometimes we don't know about it or we don't talk about it, our teenagers are busy wasting their time. So they can do something, like if you're a good writer, you can start a blog and you can start earning money from it, or you can start a YouTube, or if you're a good singer, you can start singing and start earning money from that. And it doesn't require you capital, because already you've got the phone, already you've got the data. Those resources are, you have them already, right? Then chapter 4, we talk about, okay, what to do with the money you make in your teens. Because I thought like, okay, if I end there, like you making money and I don't teach you how to take care of that money, then we are not doing anything, right? So I also speak about, okay, now we talk about your saving, your budgeting, your investing and all that. Then the last chapter talks about budgeting as a teen, grow your money while you're young. So basically, these are the chapters in the book. And the way I wrote this book, I don't know if you can read this. I'm not sure if it's visible.
No, not really.
So I wrote it like I was writing a letter to my daughter on a 15th birthday. So in this letter, I was just giving her advice about money, because at church, obviously, she's been taught of how to be a good person and all that. At school, she's been taught about academics, but the subject of money is not being taught anyway. So I was like, okay, since I'm that mother now who is aware about money, let me give you that advice on your birthday, so that when you go to the world, you won't make the same mistakes I've made. So this book, I think I was biased to my daughter. That's why I say so. I could never taught my daughter, but boys can also read. Many parents ask me, like, why does it say daughter? I think it was just a bias to my daughter, but she's the firstborn.
Yes.
And I'm also a woman, sometimes we just get biased, but also boys can read the book because it's full of money management lessons.
Yes, it's such a beautiful book. Like I can't wait to get a copy and like read, because I feel like I also need to learn. I need to start talking to 8-year-old Paida and be like, okay, this is what you need to do, grow up and like learn. I mean, you can always start. It doesn't matter how old I am.
It's true. And I love that way when you mentioned that you need to speak to your 8-year-old, but sometimes, you know what, like if we don't go like through our inner child healing, sometimes that 8-year-old Paida can hijack you. You've ever had moments like you are buying online and sometimes you just put things in your cart, some of the things you don't realize because you are hijacked by your 8-year-old who is like, I always wanted this thing, but I was not given this chance to have it. Sometimes we need to go through healing that inner child so that we build that relationship with our money.
I love. As we move on to your second book, Making Sense of the Sense. Listen, this title, I just love it. They're so eye-catching and like you're like, it's now rhyming. It's like sense and sense. So let's talk about this book.
So this book, Paida, there's a story with this book. I think this book, it came through as a dream.
Wow, I love it.
The whole plot of it, even the title, it came through like as a dream. This day I was sleeping and I couldn't I kept like tossing it. I was like, you need to write a second book and this is the story, and everything just came through like that. Like the whole story. So this book is for your younger kids, your 8 to 12 years. And the way I wrote this book, it's more like a storytelling. It's in a story, and with these 2 kids, like when the grandfather passed away, like the grandfather left the other son with like money,
Mm-hmm.
So now when they had this money, they had to go and ask for advice how they should do with this money. So it is like all the lessons, but in a storytelling kind of. And when they finished their varsity, they had started their business. So it's a great, it's a great book. And then at the end of it, it has got some activities which your kids can actually start
Oh my
doing
goodness.
to understand if they've learned in the book. So I actually love this book. It's more into my heart because I think also the way it came through to me, like the idea of it, the way it came through to me, I think that's why I love it more. So, but it's also full of money management lessons. It talks about all the principles about money and all that, and how your 8-year-old can start applying those lessons.
Yes. I really, really, really can see the passion that you have with money and for children. Honestly, I can feel it. And I'm so excited. Like, I cannot wait for more and more kids to get their hands on your books and get to learn. Like, I'm telling you, I'm definitely ordering my those 2 copies. I need to read them ASAP before my birthday this year, because it needs to be on my plan. Like, you need to take control of your money. I need to do it. I definitely need to do it. So I would like to also talk about what other products does Let's Talk Finance with Tarie offer besides like being an author? What other products do you offer?
So we also do like one-on-one coaching. Like maybe if you feel like you are in that space where you got that love-hate relationship with your money and you don't really understand where your money is going, we do one-on-one coaching. So with one-on-one coaching, we basically just like start with understanding you, who is Spider. What is your relationship with your money? What struggles are you having with your money? Because we all have different struggles with our money. And we go deep to understand, okay, what are your values and your beliefs growing up about money? Then we start, because the moment we understand the root cause, we can actually help you. Okay, I think this is the problem we are struggling with saving. Maybe this is the reason we are struggling with budgeting, because of these it's of these money memories you have about money. So now let's start for you to reshape your own money memory. So we go through that, like we go through all that. And this year I started to incorporate also discussing about money trauma as well. So we also discuss, because there are a lot of things. Sometimes you just think trauma is just the outside things, but we don't really address how it affects with our money decisions as well. So we do one-on-one coachings. Then we also do group coaching as well. If you feel maybe you can't really manage the one-on-one sessions, or you're more comfortable in a group. We've got a group we started this year, and it's a more of a subscriptions. You pay every month. Like in rands it's 250 rands, in pounds it's 10 pounds, in Zim it's 15 USD. So you pay every month, and we give you lessons. It's like we've got a whole year plan, but this one we do them on WhatsApp. Right, then maybe if you feel like, okay, you got maybe your own circle of people whom you want to come and do the lessons with, we can also do that. Then I also do speaking engagements. If you got your event and you feel like, okay, we just want to talk about money or anything money related, I'm into money. About money, So you can also invite me to speaking gigs. We also do that. The next year we want to start also having master classes. It's still something we are still trying to put into perspective to see how we can do the master classes. But for this year, those are the things we are doing for this year.
I absolutely love that. And like if I was in South Africa, I would definitely attend one of your master classes to just like learn, from a fellow woman as well, a fellow African woman, and learn more about money. I want to ask though, like what challenges have you faced as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as someone who's working still as a wife, and then also trying to take this journey? What has been like the most challenges and the most rewarding things that you've experienced?
So for me, I can say the challenge at first, like especially when I started, I think it was more of comparing myself with people who've been in the business for so many years. So that kind of like I would go and see people's YouTube videos and all that. I'm like, hey, this space, and not really understand, like, okay, I'm comparing with someone who started this 10 years ago, and with me, I'm just starting. We are in different spaces. Like when you're talking about a child who is born, like with me, I was still an infant, still learning to sit. And these people I'm comparing with, they've gone through all those stages of growing up already. They are now 10 years in the business. I think that's the other challenge which I actually first with when I started. Like I would say, I think I can't do this and all that. That was the major thing. And also the other thing which I first did, like I was someone who used to suffer with self-esteem because of stuttering, which I was born with. So I think when I started, like even doing YouTube was was a nightmare for me, even doing these conversations.
Yes.
I think you can see a difference when you first have our first interview and now. Was
You know what? Let me just say, I was honestly going to ask you this question because I know it was something that you went through as someone who comes from a family of people who starter. That like I can literally see how confident you are now. Like I know at the beginning it was such a challenge for you to get over that, and I would say, but we can't hear it. All we can see is someone who's beaming. So I'm really, 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 really proud of you that like you've literally like blossomed and you're like this confident lady.
Yeah. So what I can say with that one, I think once you start believing in yourself, yeah, everything just shapes up together. So I think it's been a journey which I've been going through of just like learning to believe in myself, learning to know, okay, this is me. I can't really change it, but this is how I was created. But I can still work with it. I'm a stutterer, yes, that it is. But if I believe in myself, I'm sure people can be able to hear what I'm saying, and it can bring value to them as well. Yeah. So I think, with that one, I think it's not easy. Sometimes I still have like those fears, they pop up and like but it's a journey I'm working on, and I can see like the improvements even in myself. I can see like, okay, I think we are going somewhere in this progress. And the other challenge which I was also first, like I think also with that, sometimes when you don't have confidence in yourself, it also goes to how you charge your clients as well. So with that one, I'm still working with it. I still see the fee. Like sometimes I can't charge, I can't price competitive pricing. Because the thing is for me to leave my job and do this full time. But if I still struggle to price correctly, like to price competitively, which means I'll still be in this in this circle of, okay, I still need to work, and I'll still treat it as a side hustle kind of, which is something I'm working on. Like, okay, you know what? If I look at my competitors, if they're charging that much, but with them it's because of the experience. But with me, I can also still charge this much, which can help me to sustain my business, and which also can still help me to go to my dream of like I need to retire at 40. So it's still something I'm still working on. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure with the working and the inner work I'm doing, I'll be able like to charge competitively very soon. Yeah, and so that's the other thing which I first did. But on the brighter side, I think from when I started in 2020, I can see the progress which is happening. And sometimes when like out of the blue, when you just get a message from someone saying, you know what, last year when I spoke to you, I was struggling with debt and all that, and I've managed to pay this debt because of the sessions we had together. It's just something which isn't like, you know what, I'm actually making an impact and something is happening. And I think also this year, things were like happening. Like this book of mine was approved by the government to be used in schools. Oh, my first book, so which is really a great milestone. Like to say, okay, like they can see the value in the book and they want it to be used with the schools. So it's great milestones which are happening.
Yes, that is amazing. Oh my goodness. Like I feel like just getting up and dancing. That is amazing, amazing news. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We really this is what we love to hear. So it's really amazing. Like I really love it. So what would you say to encourage a lady, a woman? And I don't want to leave the men in this as well, but we can also encourage a woman or a man or a child who's watching this right now who has a dream that they want to launch something. Like I'll speak for myself. Before I said Let's Talk Africa, it was a dream also since 2015, but I didn't have confidence in myself. I was like, oh, what can I say online that people are going to listen to? And then COVID happened and I have so much time on my hands. I started and I've loved it since then. So what kind of message would you give to someone who wants to start something as well?
For me, I think the first thing I would just say is just start. Because if you overthink it, you're never going to start. So just go for it. Just start. Because we all have our own fears. I did share my story of lacking self-esteem, but look at me now. So just start. It doesn't matter like you're a stutterer or whatever. Just do your research, and if you have the knowledge of what you want to share, what's stopping you? Just start. Like, don't wait like you need to get a camera, you need to do this. People are even doing podcasts with their phones, like, honestly. So whatever it is you want, if you have that dream, just start. Don't overthink of it. Because the moment you want to overthink, or if you say, oh, I think I need a website, I need a business plan, I need this, or if you go to people to even ask people's validation, hey, you will never start, Shem. So, like, just start. And if you think you don't have the time, hey, look of how much time you waste watching Netflix or scrolling on people's profiles. Even that 5 minutes, you can start something. So just go for it. Just start. And once you start, you see everything will fall into place. It's not like it's a puzzle. Like it's a puzzle. Like once you start, like you will see everything like will be falling into place. And I also want to say, like, maybe for me, this is what I actually did. Like, okay, when I started this, I was also studying. I was doing SEMA, which is also like demanding. Then I saw Claire. I actually met Claire on Facebook. She was doing the same thing as I'm doing. Then I'm like, can't I just approach it so that we do together? Because I don't really have much time to do this thing. So if you feel like it's time, look for someone to collaborate with. I always feel like people, sometimes when you look at people, we want to think like they're our competition. But to be honest, there's so much abundance for all of us. There's more than enough for all of us. Even if we are doing the same thing, there is no yet in collaborating, because even if you collaborate, you can still branch ways and still collaborate in other ways. But that can also help you in starting, because that if I didn't like collaborate with Claire, I wouldn't be where I am today, because I don't think I would have like managed through everything, studying, being a wife, work, and all. But because we're collaborating, we'll say, okay, this week I'm doing this, next week I'll do this. Then it kind of helps that to be where we are today. Even until now, we are still collaborating. So I think look at collaborating. It's not really a bad thing. So approach people who are in your space. Look for a mentor. Look for a coach. It can help you, but just start.
I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm saying I love it so much. Everything that you're saying, because it's literally resonating within me. Like, I remember when I started, I just had a flashback. It was lockdown. I had like a small Samsung phone, like the J series, like a small one that had a cracked screen. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start. I didn't even have a ring light or a stand, so I'll take an ironing board, take a container that I always used to put milli meal, then try and balance my phone so it doesn't fall, because I'm trying to record whilst I'm standing. So since I'm a tall lady, I wanted it to be like at my level, and I would record. If you see the videos I recorded with that small phone, and now that I have a camera and I have a better phone, it's like I still think about, even now I bought a camera thinking I'll use it to record. I don't even use it that much. I still use my phone because I'm comfortable with using my phone. So yeah, just starting is the way to go. I agree. Definitely, I agree. Thank you so much, Tarie, for joining us. Tell us, how can people get in touch with you for your services, or just to follow you and support your channel and support your business?
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's Let's Talk Finances with Tarie. Yeah, like the way it's showing on the screen. Just don't put the surname. Let's Talk Finances with Tarie. That's the name. You can find me on all social media pages. Oh, I'm also now on TikTok. I'm still learning, but we're now on TikTok. It's Let's Talk Finances with Tarie. But if you want maybe one-on-one coaching sessions, you can actually DM me. Instagram, Facebook, I usually respond, or you can send me an email on info@letstalkfinances.co.za, or you can also check us on our website. It links you to my email address and WhatsApp number. Yeah, website is also Let's Talk Finances with Tarie. There's 4 blog posts there. You can go and actually read.
I love this, and we're definitely going to link everything in the comment section, in the description box. And as we're sharing this, we'll share all the links that you need to follow this amazing lady, for your children, for yourself and your inner child, and for your friends and everyone. That's what they know about money. Money is very important. Like, people are always saying, like, the love of money is the root of all evil. I feel like that's where maybe the fear also comes from, because people are misinterpreting the verse anyway. So, like, we need to love money to be able to, because you respect what you love. Right? So that's the only way you can do that. Anyway, thank you so much, Tarie. I'm so excited for you and your family.
Oh, thank you so much, Pada. It was like an amazing talk.
Oh, I love that. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in, and see you on the next episode. Don't forget to follow Let's Talk Africa with this Spider on YouTube, and to follow Let's Talk Finances with Tarie on YouTube and all her social media handles. See you on the next episode. Bye.